In today's video, we are going to talk about Deadpool 3, which is going to be like Multiverse of Madness times 10 in terms of the insanity and craziness, apparently. So, yo, what is freaking good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you're new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Kaiju, Monsterverse, Marvel, DC, Pop Culture-based content that I try to cover on a daily basis. Also, if you could check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice. Also, if you could check us out on Twitter, OSUG. Right, let's get into this video. So, Deadpool 3 has apparently started shooting. Maybe, we don't know. It's looking that way. Why? Well, because Hugh Jackman rocks up in London, rocking the classical Wolverine beard. Halle Berry's got the classic Storm whitish hair. And loads of people just seem to be arriving in London for no apparent reason, other than they are shooting Deadpool 3. It was kind of confirmed via a trade in a roundabout way. So the more people that keep turning up, the more likely it is looking that the plot rumors about this movie being linked to Loki Season 2 and the TVA and Deadpool trying to mess up time, potentially some variants of that. It's looking very likely. Then you look at the inside information that's coming out on the Twitter sphere about the X-Men being in it, and it's going to look like it's going to be a freaking crazy movie. So people started to freak out when they realized that because of the writer's strike, Ryan Reynolds is not allowed to do improvisation because technically he's going to get a writer's credit according to the internet, and he's a writer, so these improv scenes would have to be written in a roundabout way. Ryan Reynolds does not improv his whole time on set. Sure, the improv is a big part, but they actually do have scenes and scripts and places they have to be at certain time on location whilst they're shooting. So we know they're shooting some of it in London and then allegedly some of it in America and Vancouver, etc. Maybe, I don't know, I'm spitballing there. So, let's break down the actual information. So, there's a lot of leaks out there, and you obviously don't know what to trust or who to trust, but they're all consistent in a sense that they all state the X-Men are going to appear in all of them. So, can we get some toast? Now, I don't know who this person is, but there's a lot of rumors about this person actually working behind the scenes at Marvel and being connected to Kevin Feige. But can we get some toast does not really miss. My Time to Shine gets quite a lot of stuff wrong, but can we get some toast is generally right. So they had a birthday scoop the other day where they essentially said there are 2 cast members returning for Deadpool 3. One from the Fox X-Men movies, one from the MCU. They're villains, and you would never guess who. I'll reveal them in due time because it is far too early. But if Can We Get Some Toast actually revealed these 2 villains that are returning, one from the MCU and one from the Fox universe, it might expose who they are because they don't really, I can't remember a time. I mean, I don't follow these scoopers personally, but I do remember when some people get some stuff wrong. So who would you not expect from the MCU to return? Not Cable. Thanos. I think it would be very interesting if Thanos was one of the villains. That would be pretty cool. A lot of people are going to say Magneto, but we already know he's in the movie. Sabretooth would be pretty interesting. It does seem like the plot leaks are real, and it does seem like pretty much every X-Men from the Fox universe will appear because it doesn't look like till after Secret Wars, Kevin Feige is going to have his version of the MCU X-Men, which does line up with when they can and cannot use new X-Men, if you like. But then if you look at the other reports that Storm's appearing, Jean Grey, Cyclops, all the original actors from the Fox universe, it does line up then. Halle Berry has got some pretty cool white hair that makes it look like she's actually dyed it for the Storm role because she hasn't had that hair color in multiple years. Then the actress that plays Jean Grey, we're not on about Sophie Turner, recently came out and said the following: I love Jean Grey and the Phoenix very much. Who knows, in that universe or multiverse, anything can happen. And seeing as Deadpool 3 is basically a multiverse movie, she's pretty much just confirmed she's in the movie. Then if we go back and go over the plot leaks briefly of what was said, it does line up with things that seem to be happening. Deadpool is arrested by the TVA for time travel. As a penalty, he's given a job to eliminate the rogue timeline where Magneto has taken over the world. Subjugated humanity, House of M style, Owen Wilson gives Deadpool a handler to keep him out of trouble. Deadpool teams up with the Wolverine of this world, where Professor X and the Fox X-Men have joined Magneto, basically killing everyone. There are other MCU characters, but very brief mentions. Most likely how Magneto killed the Avengers. Magneto can control the metal in Thor's hammer and has it, but it's most likely its own thing from there. Deadpool and Wolverine kill everyone. And then you look at the reports that multiple people from the Fox X-Men are coming back. And then you kind of cross-reference it with the working title, which is Tidal Wave, which is what they're calling this production, courtesy of the Cosmic Circus, I believe it was. Now, if Deadpool 3 involves a tidal wave, did in the comic, then it's essentially hinting that everyone shut off on the set in a roundabout way does back up that does realistically make a bunch of sense. So in the comic run, it was set in New York, beset by a tidal wave as Magneto seeks revenge for death of his kids after their death in Ultimates 3. In roundabout way, all these things are starting to line up, and I've been doing this a number of years, and if you look at everything, it does look like the general plot line for this movie potentially is already out there. So Magneto's dark nature against those who threaten or hurt the ones he's close with is said to be heavily explored in Deadpool 3. Previous rumors have indicated that the version of Magneto that we see in the film will be inspired by the Ultimatum comic run. It's also worth saying that it also came from Can We Get Some Toast, that the original actors for Storm, Jean Grey and Cyclops respectively will be returning. So whoever Can We Get Some Toast is, pretty clear they are very well connected at Marvel, because it all seems to be lining up. And as they start to shoot, more and more information will come out about Deadpool 3, but at the moment it's seeming like a really sick movie. Hopefully they can have like flashbacks in the movie. That would be pretty cool, of Magneto killing the Avengers. That would be pretty cool. I really hope they are gonna land a hard R and not dumb down any of the swear words or anything like that. I know at the moment Ryan Reynolds can't do improv, or no one can really do improv on the set of the movie, but there's something called reshoots, and the writer's strike will probably be over in the next 3 to 5 months. If the last one was anything to go by, that lasted 6 months. So regardless, they can change scenes, they can do improv as soon as the writer's strike ends. So people getting concerned and worried that it's going to be awful because they can't improv, as it should be common knowledge, he did not improv the whole of Deadpool 1 and 2. That's absolutely ridiculous, because there's a plot, there's lines. Yeah, sure, they improv some of it, but it wasn't like the whole movie. So don't worry, Deadpool 3 is going to be like Multiverse of Madness on steroids times 10, hopefully. And the X-Men are returning. Who are these two villains? Could literally be anyone. I hope one isn't Magneto, because we already know he's coming back. Sabretooth could be cool. But Thanos from the MCU side could be cool. It could be anyone, because it's a multiverse-based story. It could be Loki. But then again, because it's connected to Loki Season 2, you would kind of expect that. Ultron, Thanos, could literally be anyone. Dormammu, Baron Mordo, Wanda, because technically she's dead in the end. Well, she's not actually dead, as everyone knows. But we haven't seen her since Multiverse of Madness. So could literally be anyone. Mephisto could literally be anyone. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the face behind the voice. Check us out on Twitter at WarstuG. And we'll catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.